Up to 9 o'clock, 2 minutes to 9. This week marks the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York. It was an event which sparked the gay rights movement now known as Pride.
But in the last few years, since 2014, the number of homophobic attacks here in the UK has more than doubled. And Pride organisers say for that reason, this month's celebration will be a chance not just to party, but also to protest. Breakfast's Jane McCubbin has been seeing the preparations for one of the biggest events this year and also one of the smallest.
This is a first in Kinmel Bay, a town of less than 8,000 on the North Wales coast.
We've had about 200 plus people saying that they're interested on our Facebook page so far. Making history here. We are.
How's it been greeted?
There's been a few people that have said, like, why are you doing this? I think they think there's going to be people outside with pitchforks.
Really?
And that's how it's going to go down. But there's nothing like this in the local area. It's needed.
We volunteered.
Lisa, Eileen and Pat know exactly why it's needed. Eileen tells me growing up she'd never even heard the word lesbian.
Well, what you did, you left school, you got married, you had children, that was it. But there was nothing said about feelings until I met Pat. And that's when I got the feelings.
After 27 years of marriage, she left and lost a lot.
It's not been easy.
Well, my daughter won't speak to me.
I left my village because I thought I was felt like an alien.
I wonder if you were the only gay in the village.
Precisely, there probably was others.
Well, love you. I love you too.
Kathy and Jenny Ann tell me they too have paid a heavy price to be themselves.
It's cost me my job 5 times.
And until recently, it cost her a granddaughter who grew up thinking the very worst reason for why her grandpa had been cut out of their lives.
Was it because Grandpa abused Mummy? And when my granddaughter was told...
She's like, oh, that's fine.
She said to my sister, she said, I think Grandpa's quite cool.
And there's the next generation right there,
Absolutely.
hopefully.
But Alex, who's a youth worker, tells me it's not always that simple.
It can be incredibly upsetting to sit there with a young person who is telling you that they've thought about ending their life because that's easier than talking to their parents. And you just want to tell them that it can be okay.
The reality is, sometimes it's not. A world away from Kinmel Bay, London is gearing up for the capital's biggest ever Pride. And Tim's mum is buying him a new necklace.
This is the transgender flag. This is the bi flag. It's for myself.
Kind of a special thing to be 14 and know who you are.
I think it's wonderful. I want him to be happy and that he can develop like he wants to, and give him all the freedom in the whole world to be who he feels, who he is. And I think that's what he deserves. That's what every child deserves, I think.
50 years after Stonewall, there are still those who disagree. But as Pride volunteer Costa says,
Love conquers all.
Jane McCubbin, BBC News.